Dear children, welcome to the Fionnuala Swan Children's Story Hour. Today we have the story of Winnie the Witch, who gets a job.
Winnie was the sort of witch everyone knew. She didn't care how unpopular witches were. She was a good one, and she knew it. Unfortunately for Winnie, very few people came to witches for help anymore, and she had decided that what she really needed to do was get a job. And there it was in the local gazette: checkout operatives required for Stop Shop. Good remuneration. I hope that means I get paid, thought Winnie, and good fringe benefits. Perfect, thought Winnie. Perhaps they will even give Measles-free cat food. At the very thought, Measles, who was a rather large black furry witchy cat with a serious attitude problem, jumped up on her knee. So jumping up herself, Winnie stuffed him in her old carpet bag and headed for the Stop Shop on her old penny farthing bicycle. When she got there, the personal manager gave her an application form straight away, for he thought that she looked like a nice, sweet older lady. Then he saw her application form. Age 156, he read, coughing, and Winnie blushed. "Oh, bother," she said. "I lied. I'm sorry. I thought you would think I was too old if I gave my proper age. I'm actually 196. Does it matter?" The HR manager, who was called the Moss, wasn't quite sure what to say, so he continued reading her application form. "Previous occupation," he read. "Which?" "Oh, yes," said Winnie, "and a really good one, even if I do say so myself." The manager didn't know what to do, but just then Alfred, the store manager, came in, asking how he was getting on finding someone. So looking rather doubtfully at Winnie, he said he had someone. "Excellent," he replied, and the HR person, Moss, trying not to think he was employing someone well, witchy, handed her over to be trained in. Winnie found the training manager, who was called Alice, absolutely lovely, and she whizzed at the training day. "Much easier than mixing potions or making spells," she told Alice. Then came her first day on her own. Well, it was great. They gave her a quiet spot, and she had lots of time to talk to people. That was the problem. Too long, in fact. She had long discussions with each customer, and no matter how frustrated the customer behind was getting, when they got to Winnie, she was so nice that they found themselves telling her all their problems too. And if someone said something was too dear, well, Winnie just gave it away for free. Alice had, after all, said to use her discretion if problems arose. Everyone, as you can imagine, loved Winnie, except Alfred, who was having migraines at the length of the queues at Winnie's checkout. He could barely stop himself from jumping up and down. He took her aside and had a long, long chat with her. Winnie was so apologetic that he said he would give her one last chance. So he decided to put her tidying up the shelves and making the bread and other displays pretty. Now Winnie was determined to do better, and Alice told her that she would of course fit in eventually. "First days are always a bit rough, love," said Alice in her kindly manner. "You just have to find out what you're good at, that's all." "What I'm good at," thought Winnie. "I am a witch. That's what I'm good at," she thought. And suddenly she had an idea. Magic, she thought, would be so much more efficient at sorting the shelves. Within minutes, cans of soup, loaves of bread, boxes of cereal were whizzing all over the place, not to mention that the chickens then flew out of the ovens as soon as the bell rang on the cooker. And as for broomsticks, well, Winnie had all the dustpans and brushes dancing in the air to give people something funny to look at while they were shopping. Everyone loved it, except Alfred, and this time he was definitely jumping up and down, and his face was very, very red. What on earth are you doing? He said. Stop it now. But what's wrong? Said Winnie. Everything's going where it's supposed to. But I can't have stuff flying all over my shop. It's chaos, absolute chaos. Do you hear? You're a catastrophe. At that, Winnie flicked her wand and everything came to a standstill. I am sorry, she said, and very sad, and picking up measles from underneath Alice's desk and storing her once more in her carpet bag, she left the shop completely crestfallen. Well, when she got home, she made a large pot of tea and cut 2 enormous slices of chocolate cake, one for her and one for Measles, who, having had a busy day himself under Alice's desk, licked his plate completely clean. A good night's sleep sorts everything, she said, tucking him in. We will worry about it tomorrow. Well, next day, Alfred arrived at the store to find a queue of people with banners outside the stop shop. We want Winnie, they shouted. We want Winnie. Inside, he found his staff at their desks, but refusing to work. What's going on? He asked. Why isn't anyone working? The Moss, the HR manager, answered nervously. Well, they are refusing to work. They feel you are a bit harsh on Winnie, and the public are very annoyed. I'm afraid someone is coming from head office. It is very bad public relations. Head office, thought Alfred. Oh my, what am I going to do? I think you should unfire her, said Thomas, and he coughed again quietly. Quickly. If these people are still protesting when head office gets here, I'm afraid it will not be good. Not good at all. Alfred moaned inside. He would be fired, he knew it. No one at head office liked to fuss. He set off straight away for Winnie's house. Winnie was surprised, to say the least. What do you want? She asked a little frostily. Alfred had, after all, hurt her feelings. We want you back, he said. Hey? The people like you. Big protest, in fact. And I'll be fired if you don't come back. But you said I was a catastrophe. I'm sure I didn't use the word catastrophe, said Alfred, becoming redder in the face all the time. In any case, we want you to stay. Winnie considered for a minute and smiled. She really didn't want Alfred to get into trouble. What will I do if I come back? Alfred had a brainwave. Customer Relations Representative. You're clearly good with people, he said, thinking of the protest outside the store. Winnie almost blushed with embarrassment, but that is exactly what she did do. And if you go to the customer services desk at the stop shop, you will find a nicer, older lady who's there to help you with your problems. And, and if you ask her nicely, she might just do a little magic. The end. This was a Fionnuala Swan children's story.